up, everyone? Here we go right into this battle. We are back on Total War Rome 2, and we are on one of my favorite settlements today, Tarsus. Now this is a 3v3. This one was sent in by Everos. Everos is going to be playing as Getae for the attackers. Now for his allies, we have got Carthage being commanded by Medusa, one of my members. And then we've got Massilia being commanded by Marquez. Now for the defenders, we have got Arverni, as you can see over here, being commanded by Tribe Tommy, I think is how you say it. Nabatea being commanded by DJ, and Egypt, which we cannot see, being commanded by... So you can see pretty standard, this is so far a pretty standard Tarsus attack. You know, the attackers have set up to attack this area here. How many artillery did they bring? I'm going to bet they probably at least brought one. Yeah, there you go. Massilia's got one over here. But no, none from Getae, none from Carthage, which is okay for a 3v3. It's hard to commit that many resources to artillery when you only have 3 people. So, right off the bat, it looks like the defenders are going pretty soft on this outer defense. So far, we've seen kind of the one Nabatean unit, but that's about it. Got Getae set up over here to push a tortoise to that wall, but so far, oh, here we go. Now we're starting to see some stuff in the back. Arverni, Nabatea. So it looks like for the most part they are giving up this area. You can see Arverni did set up a couple troops outside the walls. He's got a couple Celtic warriors here. Just what he's trying to do is basically delay the attackers from moving units over here to push to this area. You know, the Celtic warriors in the end won't win against the entirety of the attacking armies, but it at least makes the attackers have to think about it. And, you know, we may not be able to see them, but he's probably got some sort of slinger or archer support set up on these walls. Or this kind of indention in the wall makes it really, really nasty, because as you move things up here, the defenders typically have slingers or archers over here shooting you in the... Just saw something, some sort of, I think, sword unit from Nabatea there. Wasn't sure what it was. You can see, let's see, Celtic warriors and chosen swordsmen. Here's some Egypt. Carrying axemen, multiple carrying axemen. Typically what you tend to see is a little bit heavier unit in front with the carrying axemen set up in support behind. So far right now all we could really see is a couple of those carrying axemen, so we'll probably see more. Does look like Arverni brought a Celtic Scorpion. Notice that Nabatea is the only one who brought a wall artillery. Honestly, a lot of people have really moved to bring in a Scorpion instead, literally just for the fact that usually your wall artillery gets destroyed or the crew killed by the Scorpions on top of the attacking towers. Oh, it's a Nabatean heavy archer. So, looks like they plan on holding here, and then I'm assuming some sort of defense in the courtyard. Then obviously you could see their defense here against the tower. And they will probably have something else right there. Basically, it means as the attackers walk in here, you get a pretty dirty kill box. Then here, I'm not sure exactly how they are going to set it up yet, but you can definitely see that Arverni seems to be taking the priority of this defense in the center. Quite a bit of Egypt over on the left. So as of right now, just a pretty slow, methodic approach here by the attackers. They took down the stuff they needed. Now they are bringing their armies within the settlement, and then I guess we will see from there how they plan on taking this attack to the defense. What strategies will they take? Typically what you tend to see is a little bit more of a push over here, because then you could start exposing this area here. You really want to take this tower is going to be an important piece. If you could take this tower, then you can once again begin to push away this area, which then opens up this attack to then open up that attack. Typically, by the time you're losing this, the defenders are probably thinking about pulling back at that point. You do also want to keep up some pressure here. You don't want to be throwing, a ton of units into this attack quite yet, but you do want to keep units dedicated to this. So you want to put enough of an assault that you could keep the defenders having units here. This attack over here could be a bit tough. Coming over to this side doesn't typically work too well if you can't get pressure on the outside. So that's going to be really important here, is going to be pushing off these Celtic warriors, getting a tortoise in on that corner, and archers over to the side to hit the backs. We do have some pretty good archers for the attackers. They got the 3 Cretans for Carthage and the 4 Dacian heavy bowmen for Getae. Then Massilia has 3 Gallic hunters as well. For the defenders, we've got 3 Cretans from Egypt and probably a Nubian. Got the 4 Gallic hunters of Arverni and the 4 Nabatean heavy archers of Nabatea. Nabatea actually has that desert levy, so this is the unit that ran out this way. They actually kind of came out here and is kind of being a pest. Massilia, yeah, bringing his general over because he doesn't want to leave that artillery completely exposed and unguarded. Carthage pushing towards the center. We got some Libyan infantry, Gallic warriors. Just kind of biding their time for now. This is the defense. This is what they're looking at. They got to go and tear down all these, all these not huts, but, stalls and stuff. They're in the way. Now, what's going to happen typically is as you go into this, you can see they're already kind of set up for it as they attack here. The Chosen Swords are ready to throw the javelins into their flank. So you might go in with 2 Gallic warriors. Now on the far right, spear warriors actually, or no, mercenary axe warriors, excuse me, going in against the Chosen Swords. Nabatean heavies up on the wall. They might be looking to do some shooting down into them. Noble Swords actually going in. Oh, this is dirty. So as they're engaged here, the Thorax from Egypt throwing jabbies right into their flank. Oh, no. It's one of those situations where things like this, it's really hard to deal with. So what he's doing, you can see he's going shield wall. The reason for that is his unit is in formation like this. And when in shield wall, they will keep that formation better. So as he's attacking this, he's keeping those shields facing forwards. While without shield wall, what would happen is his unit basically completely faces this direction, exposing him to jabby fire from the right. And now he's put some mercenary axe warriors in on the right. Noble Swords get, oh my gosh, the Noble Swords just got wasted. Wasted. Painful, painful, painful. Ooh, here we go. We got the mercenary Gallic hunters for Massilia up now. They've already gone quick reload. They're shooting up at the Nabatean heavies. They might be able to get some good shots in on that, actually. You can see it's got a good angle over into that unit, so Over on the left, nothing quite going on so far. Looks like they're taking it easy there. They're actually making their primary push on the right. You can see they've got some more units pushing over this way. This is where they want to expose what we were talking about earlier, exposing the defense from the out. Might be a bit tough. You've got a couple Gallic Hunters here. Looks like 1, 2, 3 at least. There's probably a fourth one over here just hidden. Got an Nabatean Heavy Archer that is trying to get off the walls because he was getting... Celtics outside are going to hold for a little while, so once again, buying time. Thorax, 45 kills chosen with 83. Noble Swords. Oh, look at the Mercenary Axe Warriors, though, 114. That's a... You can hear that Scorpion flying in overhead. That's the sound of those bolts flying over. Yeah, hear it. There it is. Center, still nothing so far. Oh, we do have some artillery firing in, though. Oh, and here, look at that. Desert Levy charging in on the outside. Massilian Cav Gen charging, actually getting a really good charge on him. And he might get him just in time to save any damage on the crew. Yeah, he got him. Oh, careful that Javi volley, Massilia. His Thorax Sword ended up coming in to help, but ended up jabbing more of his general than he did of the Desert Levy. Look at that, 81 kills on that charge. I'll be honest with the Massilian Cav is actually pretty good, especially given the price of them. They're not that expensive. Interesting, Carthage went with a Noble Cavalry General. Oh, this is why. Look at that. Desert Heavy Lancers and Nabatean Noble Cav. So we need to keep an eye out on that. Fire! Got a lot of archers have moved up. You can see the Dacian Heavy Bows. You got 2 of them inside, and there were 2 that moved up, but I think they fell back. Balearic Slingers from Carthage. It's actually a good idea. They've actually already got 55 kills, too. Nice. Dacian Heavy Bows, 31-0. Oh, Gallic Hunters getting beat up. Gallic Hunters from Arverni doing a good job. Got one of the mercenaries down to 74 out of 120. A little over half health. And the thing with ranged units is, as you lose men, you lose ammunition. So when you lose men, you don't keep as much ammo as the unit would have. And so that actually can be really impactful for how long you can, and how many kills you can get out of the unit, just because they don't have as many arrows to shoot. Nabatean Heavy Archers getting buku kills. Look at this, 123 in a single chevron so far. Spear Warriors on the wall, advancing forward against the Nabatean Heavies. Nabatean Heavies GTFO. Getting the fuck out. Dacian Heavy Bows having to retreat, though. They have a lot of archer power on this side. They actually have a really good amount. So you could see, wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. So you got your 4 Gallic Hunters, you've got your Celtic Scorpion, and now Spear Warriors on the outside, advancing forward, but really just kind of... You can see the Cav moving around on the outside. Now, the attackers need to be really The attackers need to be really careful here, because the 2 Cav units from Arverni. I can't talk tonight. The 2 Cav units from Nabatea really outclass the Massilian and the Carthaginian Cav. Noble Cav for Carthage is not that great. It's average. It's very similar to like a Hippeus Lancer, so just kind of meh. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. Massilian Cav, while it is a solid Cav unit, is not on par with Desert Heavy Lancers or Nabatean Noble Cavalry. Nabatean Noble Cavalry is actually really, really good melee Cav. See, it's a heavy melee cav, and then you've got your very heavy shock cav for the Desert Heavy Lancers here. Still nothing quite on the left, pretty quiet. But in the center, Carthage and Massilia are moving in. Got some Gallic warriors and Celtic warriors moving in. Oh, that guy just got killed. So you can see right now they got a kind of a 2v1, but like we were talking earlier, the Chosen Sword just jabbing right into the side. Now you can see, let's look from the perspective of the Chosen Sword. So if we zoom in here, you could see, look at what you see, no shields, right? All you see is swords. Let me get rid of this. So that means that when the jabbies go throwing in, they're not getting the shield block chance because the shields are on the other side. It's very, very painful. Watch this. Come on, throw your jabbies. Right when I need them to throw, they decide not to. Oh my God. That is just dirty. Thorax Sword gonna go engage that. Now this Thorax is going to be a bit more protected. They don't have any tosses here. If they throw jabbies, they're going to be throwing into the shield, so it's going to be less effective. Over here, you got Egyptian infantry kind of engaging onto the side. Artillery, nothing yet. I mean, he's got kills, don't get me wrong. 50 kills. This plaza can be a big target just because, you know, the defenders, they have a habit. They want to try and set up stuff to support the middle. They have to be really careful, though, because the artillery has just a beautiful, beautiful range, and it's just a great target. There's no cover, right? So that means as you fire into this, anything that's there is wide open to your artillery. Gallic Hunters now getting shot by Dacian Heavy Bows. Dacian Heavy Bows are a little bit better, but he only really has one engaged here. I don't think this one can fire.
Warriors on me!
The big difference here is going to be, oh, this is dirty. Cretan archers setting up and shooting over here. Now, once again, like we were talking about, the sword side, shield side, they are shooting into the shield side of this unit, so once again, going to be a little bit less effective than if you were shooting from the... They seem to be making ooh, uh-oh, watch your Getae. Dacian Heavy Bows. Be careful there. This one Libyan infantry is kind of engaging 3 different units here. Got Nabatean Heavy Archer, 130 kills, shooting over at the Dacian Heavy Bows. This is really what's keeping them from being able to get in and do what they want to do here, is this plus all of the archer power that they have available. Scorpion, look at that, 193 kills. They are ripping it up. Bounce power is pretty dead even. I think he's shooting over at the Dacian Heavy Bows, by the way. This is a Noble Sword. Pretty standard Getae build. Tons of Noble Swords. Sorry, took a drink. Problem with Getae is not exactly the... It's not just the want to go with like a elite spam with your Noble Swords. It's the fact that with Getae, it's hard not to go with a... So the problem with Getae is their mid-tier mainline infantry unit is the Mercenary Axe Warrior. But the key word there is mercenary. So the problem with that is, like most mercenary units, you can only bring a certain amount. If I remember correctly, for the Getae Mercenary Axe Warriors, I believe it is 4. So you can't really bring like a solid amount of your mainline infantry. So typically our rules in-house games are max of 7 of one unit. Well, with Geta, you can't even get 7 of their mainline infantry. So it leaves you with a ton of money, and you have to find a place to use it. So unfortunately, that just ends up turning into an elite spam, because you really don't have much option. They do have spears, but to be perfectly honest with you, spears in this game are very underpowered, and they are not particularly good. The Geta spear units are just not that great. Big downside is most of their spear units don't get javelins. Javelins are king in this game. Typically, it is pretty much standard that units that don't get javelins in this game are underpowered. Obviously, that is not across the board. You do have good units out there that don't have javelins. There's plenty of good hoplite units. But typically, if you don't have javelins, you are hurting quite a bit, because javelins can turn into 40, 50 free kills for your unit, right? Before you ever get into melee combat, a lot of times you can have 50 kills on your unit before they even swing a sword. That is why javelins in this game are so important. And, you know, it is one of those things where, you know, some people, they complain that every unit in the game, not every, but most units in the game, it's like 75% of them, have javelins. Well, that's not historically accurate. The problem is that this game would be so slanted if they didn't. Think about this: if the fact that Rome in this game was one of the few factions that got a lot of javelins, they'd be completely and totally broken. Rome is already super powerful, but if they were the only ones that could bring a bunch of Pila, it just would be broken. And, you know, it's just kind of the fact of the matter, and it is what it is. Life goes on. Time marches on. Time marches on. Now this is a fresh Noble Sword, and he's going up against an Armored Desert Hoplite. Armored Desert Hoplites are really good. Noble Swords are going to be a bit better, but the Desert Hoplite should be able to hold for a solid amount of time. Ooh, good archer shots right into the back of the Samnites as they pulled. Let's see, are we going to get an Oathsworn? This or looks like he's setting up, maybe just to get javelins for now, but he is setting up to get rid. Still nothing on the right side. The cavalry from Nabatea is still just kind of relaxing. Basilian Ballista's up to 177 kills. Does he have ammo? I mean, he's got a rock and one, but I don't think if he's got any, he may just only have the one shot. Carthage's Gen moving in. He's probably going to come in and do some abilities here. Maybe some second winds or about. Let's see. Noble Sword 67 kills. Armored Desert Hoplite at 32. So the Noble Sword is definitely getting the better of this combat, but it's not like it's, you know, super swayed or anything. Couple screenshots there. Lot of archer power, man. Look at this. Got two. All the Nabatean heavy archers are over here. They are not. They are very insistent on not letting things come over here. But they need to be careful now, because Geta looks to be setting up to land on this wall. And as of right now, there's nothing there stopping him. I don't know what he's doing. He seems to be just maybe blocking the tower, but to be perfectly honest with you, I'm surprised he's not just landing. I mean, there's really nothing here. He's got, you know, he could finish up the Chosens that are on the wall, and then he's in. I mean, right down the wall into archers, scorpions, back lines. Yeah, I think, I don't know what he I don't know if he misclicked or what, but he is moving, and I think that's what he's about to do is go land. I don't think that Oathsworn ever went in. It's got 25 kills, which is probably javelin kills. Got the Oathsworn General. Looks like, well, I thought he was maybe moving over to support the gate, but I... Look at this. They are just filtering stuff over here. They're just more and more stuff they are now filtering. The defenders are. There's a bit of a gap, though, if they're not careful. Oh, I'm kind of surprised. Now, if Massilia can pin this unit, man, they've got a gap right next to it. Nothing gonna go take it? Come on. Come on, guys, you got a gap, it's wide open. You can do it, I promise. Man, there's a lot of defenders stacked up. Now, because the attackers are not putting any push over here, that's what's allowing the defenders to continue to readjust units over to the other side. Over here, looks like we might get... Okay, so Noble Swords have landed. They're pretty much free now. They can walk right over here and off the wall. Or they could go over this way. Whichever they decide they want to go. I think I might go this way and just get right off the wall into the back lines. They're also going to bust the... Well, they can't. So because they're going to bust the corner, they have to go this way. Got Balearics over here. 167 kills. Nicely done, Carthage. Good cycles happening in the center on both sides. They've been doing a good job of moving their troops in and out, keeping things fresh. Massilian Thorough Spears now up. They actually have a really good Javi position. Nothing over on the left. I saw some Nabatean units over here, but it doesn't look like they're advancing. Ooh, Massilian Cav took quite a bit of damage. 151 kills on that Desert Levy, though. Ooh, Thorax Sword with only 11 kills. Oof. Bounce power seems to still be pretty dead even, but because of this flank, this has collapsed. So, are they... It doesn't look like they're falling back. I mean, they are holding pretty strong here. They've got a couple of units ready to hold here. And over on the left, it's pretty standard, just kind of chilling. So it looks like they are going to continue holding. You can see that the center has pretty much just been a slog fest. A lot of deaths on either side. You can see a lot of green, a lot of the white and kind of auburn, not auburn, yeah, like auburn color of Carthage. And all the javelins and archers in the world are just headed in this direction. I don't know if you just heard that. That was all the volleys of javelins flying in. Now, I noticed that we're not getting much more troops over into the center, so are they not going to hold? Because if so, they probably want to get some stuff ready to move over here. You can see they only have the 3 units of Thorax right now. Dacian heavy bows are in here for some reason. Might be out of it. Oh no, they're just sitting right behind the... Here's some shots. Where was that coming? Oh, it's right back here. I was like, that's a Scorpion. Where was it? So once again, you could see just a really good shot right over the heads of their own men, right into the combat in the foreground there. the Arverni General. Then you got an Oathsworn. Looks like the Oathsworn did get in and get some combat. 136 kills, 153 men left. He's getting shot. Cretan archers of Carthage. But ooh, this might be a little bit difficult for him because he's hiding here from the other archer, but they've got archers over here. He might have given him just enough of an angle to be a pain here. I think he's going in. Oh, this could be bad. So he's going into the combat, but what has happened over here is they have now the angle they need to shoot into the back if they want to. Nabatea is going to have to do everything he can to just keep that away. Whoops, sorry about that. So anything that moves into this area, Nabatea is just going to have to try and get rid of it. Otherwise, they could be in a lot of trouble. That back line of the center defense could be rough. Look at all the carrying axemen that have moved up. Carrying axemen work just like thorough spears. They've got the same amount of ammo, which I believe is 5, and they can control where they throw it. So he is just letting loose into anything from the attackers that he sees. Oathsworn Gen, are you going to go in or are you just going for abilities? Oh! He's going for Javies. The Javi play, man, it's rough. It's very rough. Noble Sword, 167 kills. This Armor Desert Hoplite is a bit tore up, but only 20 kills. And some of those were from that charge he just got.
Kill!
Got the Noble Sword General behind him. They are also pushing around the back here. Armor Desert Hoplites holding back a fresh... And from this area, they do not have an angle against this Noble Sword. So this Noble Sword is going to eventually break through this if they don't do anything to help it. So if there's nothing that can come reinforce this Noble Sword will make it through. They don't have archer angles that they can get to help. So really, it's just a matter of time before that unit. Egyptian infantry were trying to, I don't know if they were just trying to go up in javelin or what, but they did go up and they got pushed away. Very promptly were told to sod off.
Let's go! Get running!
Got a couple units back here, just I think really just kind of holding the breaches. To be perfectly honest with you though, I'd probably just take this Libyan infantry and bring it and just kind of turtle up behind yourself, you know, put some units to kind of guard your back line. But really, you probably don't need to be trying to guard these. You really don't have the troops to be able to do. Oh, he's trying to Javi. Yeah. And Gete saw it, he said, hell no. So what he's going to do, he moved his gen over this way to try and get away from it, and he's probably going to engage with this one. Yep, there it is. Got a bunch of Cretans and Balearics up here now. I think the Nabatean archers are out of ammo. Yep, they are out of ammo. See, look at that Armor Desert Hoplite now to 82 out of 160. And the Noble Sword has barely taken any damage at all.
Gotcha!
Armor Desert Hoplite breaking, so a depleted Thorax now going in to help. Bounce Power still pretty much dead even, so I'm intrigued. Oh, look at the Cav. The Cav's in. Nabatean Noble Cav and the Desert Heavy Lancers have got in. 101 kills and 130 kills. Now that's not all on just like what's been here, so they've gotten some kills on other things. Oh, he's actually tearing up the back lines. He's breaking some of the Carthaginian troops. Well, he broke one, but the other one steadied. Carthage still has his general, that's good. Nabatean Noble Cavs down to less than half. So is the Desert Heavy Lancer. Unfortunately, I don't think Massili has any more Massilian Thorough Spears to use. Honestly, there's not a lot left on the battlefield. Look at this. It's not much at all. They're trying to just finish off these couple cav units, get rid of them. Now, the Nabatean Noble Cav actually ran over here because there's archers over here. Look at that. 179 kills. He's at 21. Oh, he's got 2 chevrons, too. That's really good. Noble Swords versus Royal Thorax. Royal Thorax is going to win that. And then this one is almost done with the Armored Desert Hoplite. He's getting there. 117 kills with 115 men. Oh man, Nabatean Heavy Archers with 55 kills and no ammo is pretty painful. That hurts, I'm not gonna lie. You definitely want to be looking at some better kills. Bounce power is shifting pretty well in the defender's favor. I think this Cav has been doing a real number on the attackers, and they just can't seem to get rid of it, to be honest with you. 217 was the Desert Heavy Lancer might be gone now. Yeah, I think he's out. Noble Cav, did the Carthaginian general survive? Yes, he did. Oof.
We are taking trophies.
This is interesting, guys. This is actually really interesting. So Armored Desert Hoplite in the back is about to break. Now the problem with that is going to be you have now an Oathsworn moving up. The Noble Sword is a little bit healthier. Oh, he retreated. He ran away from the Armored Desert Hoplite. I don't know if he was worried about the assistance of the Oathsworn coming. Maybe he just wanted to get another charge. He is very tired. So the Oathsworn General is winded, but he's probably going to have the ability to second wind himself. Noble Sword really wants to get rid of this Armored Desert Hoplite. Then honestly, he might disengage. No, he's going in. And not a great charge. Headhunt on both of them. The battle rhythm from Arverni? Nope, because Arverni's dead. His general is dead. Noble Sword's about to break through here. Carthage is just holding on for dear life. He is just hanging in there, man. Now, the troops that Egypt has left are not super great. They're all carrying axemen, which is a pretty not great unit, other than like its javelins, but when it comes to morale and such, it's not very good. So Getae may have good enough units left to deal with them. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Noble Swords are going to break. Oh, he solidified. He was breaking. There he is. He's wavering again. That'll be huge. That'll be massive for the attackers if Arverni's unit breaks here. So his general's already dead, but the unit break. Okay, he's broken. Now he's free. Okay, so now Noble Swords can move. Bounce power shifting back towards the attackers now.
Run, Cashew!
Wow, this is going crazy.
Get running! Run,
That goddamn Greek Scorpion still has ammo, and he's shooting point blank into Gete. You cheeky. But that's it for him. He's gone. And I think this is going to be an attacker victory here. Got 3 minutes left, but I don't know what else. Plenty of archers here, but those noble swords should be able to cut right through them. Carrying Axeman moving around. It looks like the attackers are going to try and consolidate, but what's going to happen now is the defenders are going to try and move in on the weaker units here. So you have a weak noble sword, 300 kills. A pretty weak noble sword general. What they could really use, that Carthaginian general might still be able to do some damage here. He's dead. Oh, look at this. Noble Sword Russian this way. He's going to go threaten the cap point. Then he might be able to get in on some of these archers and kill them, which killing those archers should trigger army losses. Oh, he pulled away. Maybe, okay, he doesn't want to get flanked. He knows that if he goes into the middle, Nabatean heavies and Cretans surround him, and he can't risk break.
Understood.
So unfortunately for Gete, he kind of has to bide his time right now. Noble Sword now 300 kills, but he is surrounded. Questionable, if he can defeat this unit, then he can fully turn his attention to this unit, and with the Carthaginian general kind of charging in. I don't know what that. It wasn't a very good charge, suffice to say. See the carrying axeman's turn around. That one broke. That one broke. And now they just need to consolidate and push the point. Yeah, this is it. It's a GG. I don't see really any way that the noble swords are going to lose to these archer units, so I'm pretty sure the Gete general is still alive as well. That was actually kind of a fun battle. You know, definitely had me guessing there at the end, because the defenders really looked like they had the much better position there for probably the last quarter of the battle until recently, you know. And so really well done by the attackers by playing that really smart. They realized that in places they may not have been taking the best engagements, and they stopped. And they turned their attention to other places that they felt they could exploit better than the places they were losing. So very well done. Well fought on both. And that's going to be a GG. So here in a second we'll see the kills. All right. So first off, leading, I believe, the entire game with 2,447 kills, Everos as Gete. I mean, look at the noble swords just ripping it up, man. And then the Dacian heavy bows, 179, 141, 165. Got Medusa as Carthage with 1,862 kills. Probably could have got a little bit better kills out of the archers, but I don't know if he chevroned them. If he did not, that's actually really good for that many kills to get chevrons, so nicely done. Infantry did pretty well, 215, 163, 194. Yeah, so nicely done there. And finally for the attackers, Marquez as Massili with 1,611 kills. You know, he did pretty well with his javelins, especially out of his Massilian thorough spears. His general did a really good job at zoning out the things that were happening outside. For the defenders, excuse me, we have Nabatea, we have DJ, 437 with 1,792 kills. Look at that, the Cav, 220, 236. The archers, I'm just going to be honest with you, DJ. The archers definitely needed more kills out of those. Nabatean heavy archers are really, really good units, and you definitely want to see better kills out of those, but it happens. Shit happens. You know, not every game goes your way, and that's okay. We have Arverni being commanded by Tribe Tommy with 2,058 kills. Kind of led the center defense out in this battle. Egypt kind of came in towards the end, not towards the end, but more like halfway through the battle, while Arverni really kind of held early on. Chosen Swords did about as well as you expect out of Chosen Swords. They're pretty solid, nothing too crazy. 132, 277 on the Oathsworn. We've got Watkins as Egypt with 2,355 kills, coming in second in the entire game here. His archers did really good, 223, 191. And then his thorax swords, 204. Pretty solid across the board. Honestly, right there, though, carrying actually 192, 180, 150. Not bad at all. But that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys next time.